In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how I was able to make $600 in a matter of minutes selling the top on NQ yesterday using value area levels for location and bookmap and big trades for entry confirmations. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So here you guys can see I took two different trades. Obviously these two split in two because of the partials. My first trade was right at the open, and that was a break-even trade, also a sell trade. And then a little bit later on, I was able to take another great trade, profiting around $600. And obviously with taking partials, it's split in between two trades. So here on the chart, you can see this was my first sell position. I entered pretty much at the top here of this bearish candle. And as soon as I saw this move to the downside, I moved my stop loss to break even due to the strength of this level as it wasn't the strongest. And I'll explain that in a second when we get to the analysis and the entries of this trade. And then price went further on, higher up to my main level of resistance. And here you can see price was slowing down a little bit, and then in the end I was able to find an entry over here with stop loss just above, and I targeted the 600s right here. So let's start off with the analysis of this trade and talk about the location where I traded off. So you can see this is the regular trading hour session, by the way. This is where I mark my volume profiles to see where the most volume has been in the RTH sessions. So you can see that this day right here we had a little bit of a range. The next day we also had the same range where price was trading in the same value area. So I just merged these two sessions, basically only including the range, not this whole swing to the downside. And as you can see, what resulted is that the value area high was over here and the value area low was down here. Now the next day over here, this was a bank holiday, by the way, this was on Monday. Here on Tuesday, I sold pretty much the top in this wick right here and rode the wave down all the way over here. Okay, so these were my two main levels to trade off, and you can see how the market yesterday opened below the value area low. This means I have a bearish bias and I'm going to look mainly for shorts. Next step is that I turn on the ETH session as well to see the overnight price action. I would plot the volume profile the same way like I do on the RTH session, on the overnight session, but mainly not to trade off these levels of the value area low and the value area high, but more to see the context of the overnight session and see how the volume was distributed. And as you can see, we had sort of a B shape, which means the volume was more to the downside. So that gave me an extra confirmation to look for shorts, combining that as well with my previous bearish bias, just looking at the RTH volume profile. So the first short that I took was right here at the overnight value area high. This level obviously is not as strong as the RTH value area low. There's a lot less volume in this whole volume profile range as in the RTH volume profile range. So as soon as I saw some rejection over here on the bookmap, I tried to take it short and I wanted to go break even very quickly, as this level obviously is not as strong. So I just wanted to be on the safer side, and good that I did, because price would have taken my stop loss out. And then further up went all the way to the value area low of the RTH session, and here you can see price went above it a little bit but then started stalling. And if I turn on the big trades, you can see how much absorption there was in this bearish candle. Okay, so as soon as I saw these big buyers right here failing and price was going to the downside, this could have been a potential entry just off big trades alone. Okay, you could have entered here at the closure, away from this next candle, a little bit of a retrace to get a little bit of a better entry and a better risk to reward. Okay, but obviously combined with the bookmap, I'm able to get really good entries on this one. As soon as I saw these big buyers failing around the value area low, which is a rejection level for me as my bias was bearish, I wanted to get in short. And my main target for this was going to be the POC of the overnight session, which is as exactly on the 600s, okay, around psychological level. And as price was moving down, you can use these big trades as well to trail your stop loss, okay? So let's say my stop loss originally is over here at the highs. As soon as price is dropping, maybe I can drag my stop loss already down above this big trade, okay? And then you have another big trade right here, and price just keeps going down, and I just trail my stop loss. And obviously, once I was around this level, I took half of my position off and let the rest run all the way down to my final target at the 600s. Now on the bookmap, we'll do the replay so you can watch it live together with me. You can see that price finally managed to get around our value area low level, which is our rejection level. And you already see one failed buyer over here, which is also a big trade. You can see 84 contracts. Okay, that failed to go higher up. Then we get another push around the same area, making a double top. Here you can see again, buyers trying at the top, failing. And all I'm doing now is just waiting for pullbacks with weaker buying and aggressive selling stepping in, and that's where you can enter, okay? So this could have been a potential entry already over here at the 92s. I still wasn't in. You would have had a little bit of drawdown over here. We have another big buyer over here trying to go further up, and he's failing. As you can see, this one failing. That's already 3 times. That's another valid entry, and I just entered pretty much here on a pullback at the 87s right here. The 25s is where I managed to get my entry with stop loss obviously above the highs, and then I targeted the 600s obviously for my full target, taking partials along the way on the way down. Here we have that pullback with weaker buying, and this is where I finally decided to enter. Yes, I could have entered earlier as well. You can see these buyers here failing, and it starts dropping. So as soon as the momentum is getting in, you can already get in over here. I just decided to wait. Sometimes I might be more aggressive. Sometimes I might just wait for more confirmation, as we were slightly above the value area of the previous balance range. So we were a little bit above it, and I wanted to make sure that we just not fly up and crash through it. And I wanted to be sure and see proper confirmation on the book map as well. So you can see price was stalling here for a couple of minutes, as you can see as well on the book map. Again, we had multiple buyers trying to go higher over here. Big buyer here, not so big, but here again, massive buyers that failed a couple of times already. And then just on a pullback, I decided to enter here at the 87s and ride my way down all the way to the 600s, which is all the way over here. And as price was moving down, we also had a big bid sitting right there. So let me just speed it up a little bit for you guys. So price was moving down nicely. And then I took partials around here. And we're almost at the 600s. And as you can see, right at the 600, we had this beautiful, massive bid sitting right here, which also gave me extra confirmation that this was a very good target, because not only was it a massive bid, but it was also the POC of the overnight session. And there you go. Our final target got hit. So anyways, guys, this was my trade recap of the trade that I took yesterday. It was a beautiful trade on NQ, textbook setup. Hope you guys got some value out of it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.